Hi students, in this video we are discussing about the structure of protein. The structure and shape of protein are generally considered at 4 different levels: primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary. And what is primary structure? First is the primary structure, a specific sequence in which various amino acids are arranged in protein is called its primary structure. This primary structure is a paramount importance in deciding its biological activity. Hemoglobin, for example, contains 574 amino acid units arranged in a specific sequence. Primary structure means these are the specific sequence that are arranged, these amino acids are arranged in a specific sequence, and that sequence of amino acid is responsible for deciding its biological activity is known as its primary structure. In the case of hemoglobin, 574 amino acid units are arranged in a specific sequence, that is its primary structure. Secondary structure, in a protein, this backbone of each long peptide chain is folded in a regular fashion due to the hydrogen bonding between the CO and NH portion of different peptide bonds. The conformation which the polypeptide chain in a protein assumes as a result of intramolecular or intermolecular hydrogen bonding is called its secondary structure. Two types of secondary structures are possible: alpha helix structure and beta pleated sheet structure. So what is secondary structure? Secondary structure means we saw that this protein having a primary structure. This primary structured protein, what will happen? It will fold in a regular fashion. Sometimes it will fold in a regular fashion. That folding is due to the hydrogen bonding between the CO and NH portion of different peptide bonds. So, we can define the secondary structure is the conformation which the polypeptide chains in a protein assume as a result of intermolecular or intramolecular hydrogen bond. Sometimes it will be between the same molecule, the hydrogen bonding will form. Otherwise, different polypeptide chain will interact with the hydrogen bond, that is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So, two types of secondary structure are possible: alpha helix structure and beta pleated sheet structure. So, we are going to look on this, what is alpha helix structure and beta pleated sheet structure. So, alpha helix structure means this polypeptide chain, this primary structure of this protein coils up into a spiral structure. Spiral manner it is coiled up, and that spiral coiling is responsible by intramolecular hydrogen bonding between the CO of the one amino acid residue and NH of the fourth one of the same chain. Should note at that point, CO of one amino acid with NH of the fourth amino acid in the same chain, there will be a hydrogen bonding, intramolecular hydrogen bonding. This type of structure is known as alpha helix structure. The regularity in hydrogen bonding accounts for the regularity of the turns of the coil, because every 4 amino acid will have one amino acid with the fourth amino acid. There will be an interval. Likewise, there will be a regularity in this alpha helix structure. Axial pitch of alpha helix, axial pitch, it is in a spiral manner. So, this axial pitch of alpha helix is 0.54 nanometer, and it contains 3.6 amino acid residue. 3.6 amino acid residue. Axial pitch, that means one, you can see that this this distance from here to 1 turn distance, that is 5.5 nanometer, 54 nanometer, and between this axial pitch there will be a 3.6 amino acid residue. Alpha helix structure is found in many fibrous protein such as keratin in hair, skin, nails and wool, myosins in muscles, etc. So this alpha helix structure can be seen in. Next we are going to look on the what is beta pleated sheet structure or beta structure. Sometimes long polypeptide chain lie side by side in a zigzag manner. So one primary structure, that means that polypeptide chain, there will be a different polypeptide chain, the number of lots of polypeptide chain. These polypeptide chains are lie side by side in a zigzag manner. As you can see here, it is a one polypeptide chain, and one another polypeptide chain is lie side by side. So what will happen? Each chain being held together by a neighboring chain on either side by intermolecular hydrogen bond. So different polypeptide chains are connected by intermolecular hydrogen bond, so to form a flat sheet like structure. These sheets are then stacked one above to other, form a three-dimensional structure. Above this one another layer, and above this one another layer, like that a three-dimensional structure will form. It is the called beta structure or beta pleated sheet structure. This beta pleated sheet structure is seen in the silk protein. Sometimes this will be the side chain will be the and polypeptide chain will be as like a parallel chain, or sometimes anti-parallel. You can see here anti-parallel. So this is the beta pleated structure. And next one is the tertiary structure. Tertiary structure of a protein is a three-dimensional structure which arises due to the further folding and superimposition of the secondary structural units in a characteristic manner. Tertiary structure is due to the further folding and superimposition of different secondary structural units in a characteristic manner. This gives rise to two major molecular shapes, namely fibrous and globular. Fibrous and globular. What are the different forces that stabilize the tertiary structure? Are hydrogen bond between NH2, OH or SH group in the side chain of one amino acid and the carboxylic group of the other. You understood? There will be hydrogen bonding between this side chain of the amino acid and carboxylic group of the other. Side chain will be in NH2, OH or SH group in the side chain of one amino acid. And second, ionic or electrostatic bonds formed between charged side chain group NH3 plus and CO minus. And disulfide bonds between the side chain of cysteine residue located in different parts of polypeptide chain. If there is a sulfur contained side chain, there will be a disulfide bonds of cysteine residue located in different parts of the polypeptide chain. Then van der Waals bonds or weak hydrophobic interaction between hydrocarbon radicals of the amino acid. These are the four different forces that held or stabilize the tertiary structure of this protein. So you can see that tertiary structure will be like this. So this is the hydrophobic interaction, or this is the disulfide bond, and this may be the ionic interaction, this hydrogen bond. Just shown like symbolically it is shown here. At normal pH and temperature, each protein will take a shape that is energetically the most stable, and this is called native state of the protein. At normal pH and temperature, each protein will take a shape that is energetically the most stable one, and that structure is known as the native state of the protein. This tertiary structure of a fibrous protein has the same secondary structure throughout. However, the tertiary structure of globular protein, some parts may have the alpha helix or some other parts may have the beta structure. The rest may be randomly coiled. So, in the case of fibrous protein, all will be same secondary structure. Sometimes it will be all will be alpha helix or sometimes all will be beta pleated sheet structure. But in the case of globular protein, what will happen? Some part may be alpha helix and some part may be beta structure. These different segments then fold up through various interaction to yield a spherical shape. That maybe it is in a globular structure. Fourth one is the quaternary structure. Some of the proteins are composed of 2 or more polypeptide chain referred to as subunit. The spatial arrangement of these subunits with respect to each other is known as quaternary structure. For example, hemoglobin is a protein which has a quaternary structure with 4 globular polypeptide tertiary structure altogether giving a globular conformation. That means the sum of the proteins are composed of 2 or more polypeptide chain referred to as subunit. There will be a 2 or more polypeptide chains composed of 2 or more polypeptide chains. That spatial arrangement of these subunits with respect to each other is known as quaternary structure. For example, hemoglobin is a protein which has a quaternary structure with a 4 globular polypeptide tertiary structure giving them a globular conformation. Quaternary structure is stabilized by the forces include hydrogen bond, disulfide linkage as well as water bonds and electrostatic force of attraction. That is the structure of protein. Okay, thank you. Next video we will discuss about the denaturation of protein and test for proteins, and 2 parts are remaining in this chapter, that is separation of a protein or separation and characterization of amino acid by chromatography, and also the characterization of protein by gel electrophoresis. These 3 video will be uploaded tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Thank you.